Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Merkon's Musings, a Star Wars action figure review. And today we're looking at none other than, you guessed it, the Biker Scout. This is a really interesting character from the film. I loved it as a kid. I was so amazed by the speeder bike chase, and I just loved the look of these guys in the movie. The design of this armor is phenomenal, and it really works with the idea of these speeder bikes. As you can see, there are going to be 3 reviews of the Biker Scout. We have this one on the card, the Kenner one, and the one from the Vintage Collection, which is included in the speeder bike vehicle. So with that said, let's get into the history of this character. Scout Troopers, are also known as Biker Scouts, are the specialized stormtrooper variant used by the Galactic Empire on a range of missions which mostly involve reconnaissance. Scout Troopers often used the 74-Z speeder bike. They wore lighter armor than standard stormtroopers. Elite Scout Troopers protected the Death Star's shield generator on Endor, which shielded the DS-2 Death Star mobile battle station over the forest moon of Endor. So that's the history of the character. Now this is where it gets kind of crazy. As you can see here, we have apparently 3, right? We have the Kenner, the Saga collection, and we're going to use the VC one here. But in my research, there is a ton of different versions from different waves. So I'm just going to mention them and show you photos. I'm not going to go into them. I'm just going to go into these 3 because these are the ones that had the most impact on this character for the Star Wars action figure line. So obviously, as always, we're going to start out with the Kenner version, which is this one right here. It came out in 1983. And this is a great looking action figure. I loved this as a kid. They have the Biker Scout E17 holdout blaster, which is awesome. A new blaster for the Kenner action figure line, but it's a great looking screen accurate weapon. And this has a typical 5 points of Kenner articulation. You got the legs, and you got the arms, obviously, and then the head, which turns a little hard. There we go. It turns. And yeah, it's a very well made action figure. It's really good for this time period. It's one of Kenner's best, in my opinion. So before we get into the second one, which is the Saga collection, this one came out in 2002. There were some that came out prior to this. So I'm going to go through these real quick. So in 1995, the Power of the Force 2 had a red box that had a speeder bike and a Scout Trooper. So this version of the Scout Trooper was a real game changer. It was the very first Star Wars action figure in the modern line to feature leg bend articulation, allowing him to actually sit naturally on the speeder bike. That actually gave some articulation to these characters instead of the 6 points of static articulation that I've been showing you over these many episodes. And then in 1997, they re-released the Power of the Force 2 speeder bike with speeder bike trooper. But this one was in a green box, and it had a power racing feature. It was one of those things, you put this plastic thing into the wheel and you pull it fast and the wheel spins and you can let it go and it goes across the floor. It's pretty neat for the time. And then the next one came out in 2001. This is the Power of the Jedi Biker Scout action figure. And then in 2002 came out the Saga collection, which is this one. So this one I'm going to open so you can see it. So it's the Saga collection. So this is the predecessor to the Vintage Collection line. This is the one where they're trying to get it to be more like the Vintage Collection we know and love. It's got the classic image of the speeder bike, the exact same one that was on the Kenner action figure. And if you look on the back, it shows you the wave. So let's open this baby up and check them out. It comes with a gun. There we go. Good. All right, move this out of the way. All right, so this is the Saga collection action figure. And I gotta, there we go, work out his joints. Is there a joint here? Yeah, there should be a joint here in the arm. Oh, okay, there it is. There it is. So it's got ball joints on the arms. And it's got the EC-17 blaster pistol. There we go. Which is great. He's got a lot of articulation. He's got head on a ball joint, which is nice. He's got a twisting chest, no waist articulation. The arms are on ball joints, and they have a ball joint elbows, and the hands turn at the wrists, which is really good. A lot of articulation. And then it's got the ball joints in the legs, both of them, and then the feet turn as well. So it's got a lot of articulation. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the blaster, just like in the movie, they have an ankle holster, which is cool. You can pop the blaster in and have it like that, which is great. Okay, so we're going to continue going down the line. So after the Saga collection, and they have the original trilogy collection, which came out in 2004. They also have the 30th anniversary collection, Biker Scout, in 2007. And then they had the Legacy collection in 2009. And then next came the Shadow of the Dark Side, 2010. And then finally, in 2013, you have the Vintage collection, which is inside this box, which I'll open up and take out to show you. So this is a really great looking vehicle. I'm going to do a video on the vehicle at another time. I'm just doing the action figure because I'm just trying to show you the carded versions of this character. And we'll take a look at this later on. So this is it. This is a really good looking action figure. Vintage collection, 40th anniversary. The same classic looking card back on the back. It shows the wave. This is VC 273. And let's take a look at this one. So this is the Vintage collection. Already I'm loving it. It looks really great. Let's take a look. All right. Okay, right off the bat, it's amazing looking. They automatically start off with his legs being a little bit more wider, so we can fit on the bike better compared to the other one, the Saga collection. Yeah, this thing is awesome. He looks much bigger, stronger. And he's got the same weapon, which is much easier to get in his hand, which I like. He's got a bull joint on the head. The helmet is much better looking. It looks big enough for I have a regular human size head inside. And also this one has the leg holster, which is great. He's got the ball joints in the shoulders, insert joint on the elbows, which is great. And the hands turn as well. His chest articulation, much like the Saga collection. He doesn't have the waist articulation, which is fine. He's also got articulations that his legs can go sideways like that. And then he's got the insert joint, which I love is covered by the knee pad, which is great. And the feet can go up and down and move sideways. So yeah, this has got a lot of great articulation. As you can see, it's definitely an amazing action figure. I would definitely say it's the definitive version of this character. The only problem is you have to buy the speeder bike to get it. So I'm hoping, if you're listening, release this on a card so we can just buy a bunch and make, an army if you want. But this is a great action figure, and I highly recommend buying the speeder bike. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit like and subscribe, and I look forward to giving you another episode real soon. Thank you.